All right, Mob, you know what tonight is. Breaking point. What's your breaking point? Because we know what Brant's breaking point is when he doesn't have his mic and Ike's right before a show. I'm your host, and we're also part of the 4th and 31 podcast, the Chad Bullock, along with the aforementioned Brant Finebaum. And tonight, guys, we're going to have a little bit of fun. We've got top 10 lists galore. 3 top 10 lists. We're going to get a little bit into the combine that's been going on. It's kind of been just defensive guys so far. We have our top 10 coaches list going into next year for all conferences. Helmets. Everybody loves a good helmet. And we've got QBs. We've got a top 10 list of QBs going into next year. And as always, guys, hit that like. And also let us know in the comments what you think of our list. We want to know, what's your top 10 coaches. Who are your top 10 coaches, helmets, and QBs going into next year? So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with coaches. Everybody likes a good coach. Brant, since this is your show, I'll kind of go first and do my top 10. Then we go to yours. And if you want to critique mine, we can. We'll save the best for last since this may be his breaking point if I go first. But, I'm the host. I hardly ever get to talk. And there's only 2 of us here, so I'm going to do a little bit of talking. All right, at number 10, I've got the coach from BYU, Satake. I think what he's done, I know a little bit of probably a little bit of surprise. What he's done the past few years at BYU, especially at a program like BYU, is very impressive. They're not a upper echelon program, but what he has done has been impressive. Number 9, I got Cristobal at Miami. I think if you give this man a couple more years, he's definitely going to be higher than 9. I know he, did well in the playoffs. Got to give me more than 1 year. Number 8, Lanning. His teams always make it to the playoffs. They just hardly do anything once they get to the playoffs. Number 7, I think my 6 and 7 may cause a stink. And I'll tell you my reasoning for it. At number 7, I've got Sark from Texas. He's done a phenomenal job at Texas. I think they need to take the next step and actually win one. Number 6, I have Kiffin. And I have Kiffin because what he did at Ole Miss, I think, is more impressive than what Sark has done at Texas. Ole Miss doesn't have that prestige as much as a Texas. Number 5 is going to be a homer pick. I'm going to give it to Kalen DeBoer. The man's taken 2 different teams to the playoffs, and he's made a championship game. That's very impressive. Number 4, I've got Brant's favorite coach at his favorite team, and that's Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame. I think what he's done, they've kind of got out of that Brian Kelly rut that they were in, and he's elevated that program a little bit more. 3, I've got Day from Ohio State, 2, Cignetti, and 1 for what the guy's done for the past 10 years. It's got to be Smart. And I think 1 and 2 was very close, but I got Smart as my number 1 coach going into next year. Brant, what you got?
So, really not that much different, to be honest with you. The only difference that we have is I don't have Cristobal in my top 10. And that's just from the lack of consistency on his part over the past 4 years. I mean, Miami's just not been consistent. So I can't put him in my top 10. Now, granted, he had a great year last year, and he's definitely on the edge, on the brink, but I can't put him in there. So number 10, and now look, I really want to say this for last, and I hate starting with this one because I know I'm going to get some shit for it. Okay, but I have a tie at 10. Okay, I know I'm pulling a bow here, but I have a tie at 10. I got Joey McGuire, Texas Tech, and Sonny Dykes from TCU at an exact tie. Now, I was just going to put Joey McGuire, but I kind of felt like TCU had really done well over the last couple of years. Obviously, they had a little bit of a down year this past year. But I said, let me just look up how Sonny Dykes has done at TCU. Well, a fun fact for everybody, Sonny Dykes and Joey McGuire have the exact same record. And obviously, at 2 Big 12 schools, 2 separate Big 12 schools, they had the exact same record. And Sonny Dykes has made a national championship. So that's kind of why I really wanted to give him the edge over Joey McGuire, but I know he made it in the 14 playoff, and Joe McGuire's Texas Tech is really on the rise. So I just had to tie them at 10. That's my only tie. I couldn't pick one between the 2. So at 9, I have Mike Elko. So not even what he's done at Texas A&M. And I know Texas A&M has been a lot better of a football program in the last 3 years, or 2 years, whenever he took over. But what he did at Duke to be able to do that at Duke and then transition to Texas A&M and never skip a beat, man, I felt like Mike Elko definitely deserved to be on the list for top 10 coaches right now, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with Texas A&M moving forward. Um, so 8, I have Kalen DeBoer. And I know he's low for us Alabama fans, but man, it's just we've been so inconsistent. And it feels like not only inconsistency based, but like we have positions that just seem like they don't want to play. Like our offensive line last year seemed like they didn't want to play every game. The year before that, it felt like we had no defensive pressure. So I just feel like it's always just one part of the ball we're lacking on. And obviously, I mean, he can fix that. I think Kevin DeBoer's a great coach. I honestly believe I'm probably one of the only few. I think he's the right man for the job. I really do. Being able to take the criticism and following up Nick Saban and being able to take all the criticism that us fans give him because he probably gets it worse from us than his own boosters. So, I had to put Kalen down there at 8. So for 7, I have Lane Kiffin. And I have him at 7 because what he did at Ole Miss was impressive. I can't deny that. Um, and I think he'll be even more impressive with the higher talent status he'll have at LSU. It's just the fact that I feel like I've never seen Lane Kiffin get there. You know what I mean? He would have gotten there this year, obviously, if he wouldn't went to coach at LSU. But like, I feel like I've just never seen him there. And that's why he kind of got the lower part of my list for me. Number 6, I have Sarkisian. I mean, I get it. Texas has not also been the most consistent team, but he honestly he dropped for me. I'll tell you who I have after him, and I had him in front of this guy and the next guy, but I had to drop him just because of their inconsistency last year. And I feel like if you're at Texas and you have that amount of talent running around the field, you should never be that inconsistent. And obviously, it doesn't have to be a coaching thing; it can definitely be a player thing. But I'm just saying, as a coach, everybody's going to look to you first. So that's why he's my 6. My 5, I have Marcus Freeman. Okay, and it was really tough for me to put him that high just because I had to separate, blaming the coach from blaming the schedule and the team. Obviously, me and Notre Dame have had our run-ins, but Marcus Freeman is a good coach. I mean, I don't care, I know he had a bad loss, 2 years ago to Northern Illinois, but then they went and made the national championship. They had 2 losses this year to 2 ranked good teams, Texas A&M, Miami. I mean, so it's not like he's losing, besides the Northern Illinois game, it's not like he's just losing a bunch of games he shouldn't be losing. I mean, he's winning these football games. He also, I mean, he kind of got the shit end of a stick this past year. It's not our fault. It's the playoffs' fault. Blame them. Um, but I think that Marcus Freeman is a good coach. And I think what he does at Notre Dame, I think bringing in the fact of, tough, hard-nosed football, I think is a big thing. And I think Marcus Freeman's done a really good job of that. You're welcome, Notre Dame fans. Number 4, I have Dan Lanning. So I couldn't put him in my top 3 because they can't win in the playoff. I mean, they just can't do it. And I know I'm not gonna have counter arguments, be like, oh well, at least he's getting there to be able to lose. I get that. I mean, and he has. I mean, he's been there. It's just that I need to see him get over the hump before he hits my top 3. My top 3 is pretty solidified. I feel like my top 3 is, pretty much everybody's top 3, and as much as it pains me, it is. Number 3, I have Ryan Day. I mean, results speak for themselves, man. Ohio State keeps winning, and it doesn't matter what they lose or what they gain. They win. They just win every year. And so now this is where we flip flopped. Number 2, I have Kirby Smart. I mean, just about as good as you can get. I mean, hard nosed guy, really loves the fundamentals of the game. Wants everything to be done correctly. He's a Nick Saban guy, and it's really shown in his coaching. He's number 2. I mean, he is. Number 1, I got Kurt Cignetti. And, most people say that you don't have a big enough sample size to kind of consider him the best coach in the nation right now. I completely disagree. He took a team that I think was bottom 3, one of the worst football programs in the nation. And I mean, all time. This is not saying the last 5 years, all time. They're one of the bottom 3 worst teams of all time. And he took them the first year, took them to a playoff. Obviously they lose in the first round. I think they lost the first round to Notre Dame. But he takes them to a playoff. Then the second year he comes back, and nobody thought he's going to be able to do it again. I don't even know what they're ranked preseason, but it wasn't high. And they go and win the Natty. I mean, it's just like you keep doubting the guy. He keeps stepping up to the plate. So that's why I put Kurt Cignetti at 1. And I mean, no hate to Kirby. I mean, Kirby's done a great job too. But I mean, I think Kurt Cignetti is just kind of just a little bit of a child step ahead of everybody right now.
Yeah, I think, some of these are just splitting hairs. I think Signetti's getting the recency bias as far as the last 2 years. But to your point, he did take Indiana. I mean, friggin' Indiana,
Mhm.
and had 2 back-to-back just stellar seasons at a place where they have a 0 football history.
Exactly.
Maybe a Peach Bowl within the past 30 years, and he takes them and wins, 2 BCS bowls and a championship in the same year. So, that's impressive. I can't argue with it. It's a good top 5, no argument at all. All right, let's move on to helmets, and this is where I think I'm gonna piss some people off
Oh, I think
'cause,
I don't think I'm gonna piss people off, but I definitely think I have someone here where people aren't thinking of.
oh, well, I'll go ahead and do my top 10, then we'll save the best for last. My number 10, you have to have this team on your top 10. If you don't, then you either just hate them like Brant does. I don't necessarily hate them, but number 10, Notre Dame helmet. It's a gold helmet. It's plain. It's just a plain gold helmet, but it's still iconic. And I put it in at number 10 because it deserves to be a top 10 helmet. Number 9, I love, love, love the powder blue Tulane helmet with the green wave on it. That
Good
that
pick.
is one of the best, like, recent helmets. Powder blue, I love, is my favorite color. Number 8 is the Arizona State gold helmet with the pitchfork on the side. That is a phenomenal helmet. I love that one. Number 7, Utah Utes. I love the block U with the feathers on the side. That one is a great helmet. Number 6, as much as it churns my insides to say this team because they're snitches, they're no good. Um, they're dirty dogs. Tennessee in the block T, I think, is an iconic helmet. And by the way, I'm an Alabama homer. I don't even have Alabama in my top 10. So, you know, I'm not exactly too much of a homer. Number 5, Florida State. I love the spear. That's one I've always loved. Even as a kid, I used to love that helmet. Number 4, the Texas Longhorns, the Longhorn on the side. That's a great one. Number 3, the iconic U. When you say you think of Miami. Number 2 is Brant's another favorite team is the Michigan Wolverines. That little whatever that thing. I don't know what it is. Michigan. It's some kind of swirly yellow golden wave on it. I don't know what it is, but it's iconic. I love it. And number 1, USC fight on the Trojan on the side. Nothing better than USC. I love that one too. All right, Brant, what you got?
Not a bad list. I was gonna ask you for your Arizona State pick. Are you talking about their gold yellow or their matte yellow?
I don't. I saw it. It's a gold, and it's got the pitchfork on the side. It
Okay,
doesn't
all
have the
right,
Sun Devil. It's just got. It's almost like maybe like a mustard yellow looking thing.
gotcha.
But
Yeah,
that
yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
I absolutely love that helmet. Arizona State, nicely done on that one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 1,000%. Okay, so I think that we had like one of the same pick on here.
Well, good.
Now obviously I'm a young guy, so I like the flashiness. All right, I like the chrome. The chrome helmets had me in a chokehold for my list. Okay.
So yours 1 through 10 is Oregon. All right, that's it. We'll
No,
move
no,
on
no,
to
no, no, no.
QBs.
It's not. It's
Oh,
not. It's
okay.
not. It's not.
Okay.
Okay. So for my honorable mention, I have Florida State. I like Florida State's helmets, but I couldn't find anywhere to put them in my top 10 because I feel like my top 10 is pretty solidified. But number 10, I do have Notre Dame's gold helmets. They barely scraped in. But I do have them at number 10. Game recognizes game. All right, I got to put the gold on there. Where the gold at? Shut up, my Crichton Leprechaun people. Number 9, I'm going to have some hot takes in here. Okay. But I have the chrome Kentucky silver helmets. That silver chrome with the blue UK, I think it looks phenomenal. And I don't know if it's just like the silver and that royal blue that go together really well, but I think it looks phenomenal. Um,
Hey, hold on one second. Just for reference, guys, I'm 47. Brant, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, there you go. Just for reference, just for age difference.
All right, number 8, I have Oregon's throwback helmet. They're white helmets or green helmets with the UO. I think those
Yes.
are sick. I really love those helmets. I think they
Yeah.
look fantastic.
That one was
Yeah, I don't have
that should
any
have been
other
my
Oregon
honorable
on
mention.
here. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
just saying
yeah,
that helmet is gas. All right.
yeah.
So number 7, I have TCU's like silver chrome helmet with the purple frog. I think that one looks pretty good. Also, TCU is just another one of those teams that has really good uniforms, and I'm throwing them up there with Oregon. I throw them up there with Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State's uniforms would look really good too. Uh, so for number 6, I also have Tennessee. Not Tennessee's normal helmet though. Their blacked out helmet with the orange, tee. I think that helmet looks sick. Okay, Tennessee's blacked out uniforms are sick in itself, but their helmet looks really good. For number 5, I have the normal, the basic, the Texas Longhorns helmet. I think that is probably one of the most iconic logos in football. And I think if you don't have the Texas, just the white Texas with the burnt orange kind of logo, I think you're just mistaken. Number 4, here's my hot take. Sorry, this is where we start getting spicy. Number 4, I have Washington's purple chrome helmet. I think it looks phenomenal. Okay, I mean, look, I'm telling you, the chrome helmets have me in a chokehold. All right, and their purple one looks sick, and especially when they wear their all white, it looks really good. Number 3, I have Utah's helmets, but I have Utah's Rose Bowl helmets, not their regular ones. They're two U's with the rose going through the U's. I think their Rose Bowl helmets look really good. And I know Bo's gonna love that pick too. For number 2, I have Iowa State's all black. They're blacked out helmets. I think Iowa State's blacked out helmets look fantastic. And I know everybody's it's just a blacked out helmet. Yeah, but it's not Iowa State's blacked out helmet. Okay. Iowa State's blacked out helmet looks sick. And number 1, the pick that nobody is expecting. The Louisiana Monroe Warhawk helmet, I think, is the coolest helmet in college football. Okay. And look, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, just go look that up. Go look up Louisiana Monroe Warhawk football helmet, and you will not be ashamed. Okay. That is the best helmet in football. I don't care what anybody says. Bam. That's my list.
Wow. All right, Mob. I feel like I need to take a break on this and let's just enjoy the madness of what Brant Finebaum's list was. He did not have USC. He did not have Michigan.
Michigan's helmets, they messed up that helmet like 80 million years ago. That's why it looks like that. They didn't even do it on purpose.
And plus they stole it from Delaware, didn't they? I think they did.
Oh, I don't know about that. I just know it was an accident.
Michigan fans, didn't y'all steal that from Delaware?
Dude, you can't tell me that's not sick.
All right, I'll give it to you.
Come on. That's the best helmet in football. I digress. Right. Continue.
So, all right, Mob. Hey, that was I don't even know what you call that. I don't have words for that. It is a very interesting list. But you know what? I'm glad it's different than just like the basic Michigan, Miami, USC. I mean, those are some sick helmets. So let us know. Even in the comments, give us 5 helmets that we didn't mention that you're like, wow, y'all missed that one. You mean you missed that one? Put them in the comments because it's hard to go through 190,000 helmets and pick your best 10. But no, that's a good list. And there was some that I didn't even think of. And I will say this: I do like TCU. I love the purple. I love their Rose Bowl helmet where they had the horned frog with the rose in their mouth with the sticker. That's a good one. I did like the other one I did like was when the Washington State made it and they had made the Rose Bowl and they had like the Rose Bowl, the rose going through their logo.
I didn't know that was
a good one too. Huh?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like the sticker of the rose.
I'm gonna look that up.
And it had, I think it's when they had cougars on the side and it kind of went through the O and the G and maybe the E kind of intertwined with the letters. That was a good one.
Yeah, that does look good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, any of the
mob,
Big
so
Ten.
you know what he's talking about? That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. That Rose Bowl, the way. Yeah. So the Pac-10 and the Big Ten, when they go to the Rose Bowl, they have these cool rose stickers. I'm sure y'all have seen them that kind of weave through some of the logos. And that's classic to me. I mean, Rose Bowl, granddaddy of them all. How could you not like that stuff?
I would love to see the Big 12 Rose Bowl helmet for Colorado. Well, I don't even know what they do there.
I don't know. Might be. I don't know. That'd be a good one. I don't know. Maybe he'd have it in his mouth. I don't know. That'd be a good one to do.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
All
Same
right,
like
now.
BYU.
Yeah. That'd be a good one too. All right, so let's go to the most controversial list we have, and that's quarterbacks going into next year. All right. As always, I'll go first. We'll save the Brant for last. All right. We'll go with number 10 for me, Fafita from Arizona.
Mm.
9, I got Mensa. 8, Levitt. 7, Sorsby. 6, Mayaba. 5, Card. 4 more. 3, Sayan. And the reason why Sayan ain't more than that, he's going to have to play better against better competition. I'm sorry, Ohio State fans. You go look at his stats when they actually played somebody with a pulse, wasn't that impressive. But I still have him in the top 3. And I'm going to be a SEC homer. Number 2, Manning. Number 1, this was a no-brainer for me, Chambliss. Definitely the best quarterback coming back next year. It's not even close for me. All right, Brant, what you got?
Was I was spicy there, huh? Hey, I see you try to stir up some comments.
I am. I am. Bring
So
it. Bring
number
bring it.
10, number 10, I have Darian Mensa. Didn't have the best season last year at Duke. I think they lost 5 games. So I think people can understand why I'm a little worried about him going to Miami and everybody thinking he's just gonna like take over the world. I know Miami is apparently like the senior 1 year quarterback transfer spot. Uh, but I don't I just didn't think that he did enough at Duke to really just like go, wow, man, I can't believe Miami got that guy. So he's a 10 for me. Number 9, I have Josh Hoover, Indiana. He didn't have the best year at TCU. And everybody wants to talk about Kursanetti got his guy, and this dude's Heisman odds jumped so far immediately when he transferred to Indiana. Dude, he's still got to win football games, and he's still got to play well in football games. People forget that. They think that somebody has a pretty decent year, which Josh Hoover's a good quarterback. I think somebody has a really, a decent year, and then they're just going to go to a team that's already really good and just become really good. The guy's still got to play football, man. I mean, I just I don't see anything in his game where I think he's better than my next 8 guys. I just don't see it. Granted, he might show out. I mean, hell, I didn't think Fernando Mendoza was going to leave Cal and go to Indiana and be as good as he was. So, I mean, he could always prove me wrong. I just don't see it. Uh, Number 8, I have Jaden Maaba, USC. He's got a freaking cannon. And I mean, and it shows. And Lincoln Riley's got his guy, and I think they can do a lot of damage in the Big Ten this year. I wouldn't be shocked if USC kind of shocks some in conference opponents this year. 7, I have CJ Carr. So my thing with CJ Carr, good thing with CJ Carr is he's a year older. He's going to be a sophomore now. He's kind of got some big games under his belt. He had 2 losses last year that kept him out of the playoff. I think if anything, I don't think anybody in the country should have more fire under them than CJ Carr. I mean, he wants to come in, he wants to take Notre Dame to a playoff and hopefully to a national championship after they got screwed out of one last year, according to Notre Dame fans. So, I mean, I think CJ Carr's the right guy for the job. I mean, he plays well. He's got good vision. I like CJ Carr. So number 6, I have Arch. I had to put Arch at 6 just because he was so inconsistent. I just had to do it. I mean, look, if I would have seen him throw, for 4,000 yards last year, of course he'd be my number 1. But the people that are just throwing him at number 1 because his name is Arch Manning is exactly the problem with football. Like,
I got
dude,
him at 2. Thank you very much.
the kid's got to prove it. I mean, yeah, he had a good end of the season, but Texas was still so inconsistent last year. Not only did they lose 3 games, they almost lost 5. They had 2 huge overtime games that they won. I mean, they're 2 bad plays away from losing 5 games last year. So I need to see him be able to clean that up before I just start throwing him in the top 3. I just can't do that. Number 5, I have Sam Levitt. Obviously, 2 years ago, he had probably one of the best seasons in the nation at Arizona State. And then last year, obviously, he got hurt. Arizona State crumbles a little bit. Now he's going to LSU, where he's going to have a completely different vibe and a huge flutter of talent around him. And I think Sam Levitt can ball out. I think he can. I think he's going to have to find the difference between Big 12 defense and SEC defense because I think he's going to get hit a lot more. I think he's going to see a lot more blitzes, a lot more pressures that are really going to cause him to get in bad situations and get rid of the ball. So I'll be pretty interested to see his kind of knowledge on how he adapts coming to a really big conference where defense has kind of been everything. So, but Sam Levitt's my 5. Number 4, I have Dante Moore at Oregon. So I kind of heard he was coming back, and then I kind of heard sometimes that he's going to the combine, but I'm pretty sure he's set to come back. I mean, he had some really, really bad games against Indiana. They played him twice. I think that was his 2 worst games of the season. But I mean, he plays 14 teams or 14 games, and two of the same team. He had 2 bad games. Everywhere else, he kind of played pretty decent. So, I mean, I think he's solid. I mean, he can definitely get Oregon back to the playoff. I'm not really concerned about that. Um, but I really applaud Dante Moore for what he did because he tore it up at UCLA. And then he went and sat a year behind Dylan Gabriel at Oregon, kind of learned a little bit more, and now it's his turn and he's tearing it up. So, I mean, I think Dante Moore's got a lot of upside. So I have Trinidad at 3. So obviously Trinidad is insanely good, and he definitely played better than anybody had predicted him to play last year coming in for Austin Simmons when he got hurt. But I just don't I'm just not completely convincing just do it again. I mean, what he did last year was special. I can't deny it. He's good. I get that. But like he's gonna come in with a completely different coach, a different offensive coordinator, a different pass game coordinator, I believe. Like he's got all new coaching around him. It was hard. I was really hard for me to put him not top 2. It really was. But I just had to put him at 3 just for that little hiccup of him having new things everywhere else. Number 2, I have Julian Sayin. Um, I mean, obviously Ohio State. I mean, I get he didn't play well against a big or good competition, but like, Ohio State's going to win. They're going to be there every year, and it's going to be behind the arm of that guy. And Julian Sayin, obviously, he was on the practice squad at Alabama for a year before he transferred when Nick Saban retired. But I just think he's one of those guys that likes to sit and likes to learn. And I think that's big when it comes to the film running, when it comes to studying, and when getting new coaches, new coordinators. I think Julian Sayin's pretty good. Number 1, now, granted, this was a no-brainer for me, and I was shocked I did not hear him in your list at all. But number 1, I have Gunnar Stockton. So I mean, dude, you play for Kirby Smart, and you're as hard-nosed as that guy is. That guy likes the ball in his hand. He likes to run over people. I mean, that's who I want playing quarterback. And I said this a million times on our shows over the past, last season. That's a Georgia quarterback. I mean, that dude's going to run the football. He's going to run over you. He's going to, fake a little Tebow run up the middle, back up, throw a go route for a touchdown. I mean, he's a hard-nosed guy, and Georgia keeps winning. So, I mean, I gotta kind of put Gunnar Stockton into my number 1, and that's all I got.
Hey, it's a fair list. I intentionally left him off for the controversy. It wasn't no mistake. Hey, Gunner, show me more next year, man. That doesn't mean that he won't be top 10, by the end of the year. But I think show me more, man. Just like saying, saying runs away when you play good teams. I probably should have had saying lower, to be honest, but I had him at 3. So let's move on. It's time for the NFL Combine. It's been going on. Runs through March 2nd, Indianapolis, Indiana, Lucas Oil Stadium. Brant, this is your time to shine. This is Brant's breaking point.
So I did 5 under the radar, kind of offensive guys. It's just 5 people that, I mean, obviously everybody's looking at them as the combine. Everybody's got their eyes on the combine, but it's 5 guys that I believe I hate saying flying under the radar because it makes it seem like nobody's looking at them, but it's 5 guys that I believe can really take off when they get to the league. So number 1, I have Taylon Green. I mean, do not let this guy's record at Arkansas fool you. I mean, I think they were 2-10, and they were like the greatest 2-10 team in history. Taylon Green is damn good. I'm sorry he couldn't score 60 points a game to keep him in the positive column, but I mean, Taylon Green is a freak. He's big dude. He can run. He's got a hell of an arm. He will be a masterpiece for any offensive coordinator that wants a good quarterback, good solid backup, maybe, going to the National Football League. And, hey, Taylor, you ever want to go to the Ravens? Come on down. Okay, number 2, I got Brendan Thompson, wide receiver of Mississippi State. So this is my thing with this guy. This guy can get down the field. I mean, people want to talk about receivers, talk about footwork, obviously, they talk about their cuts, their route running. This dude can get down the field. And any receiver in the NFL who can get down the field faster than the guy that's guarding him, they're going to be $1 million player. I mean, it's all about the fact of not only how you route run, but how you see the field and see the game in general at wide receiver position. And he sees it better than a lot of receivers. And I don't think a lot of people are kind of looking at him, but they will on Saturday. Saturday, when y'all see this guy run his 40, then y'all see his route running ability. Y'all be like, man, Trent told us. Number 3, not under the radar at all, but God, lead that dude's good. Caden Proctor, man. Caden Proctor he's gonna go to the combine, and I think he'll be, I mean, I don't know, top 10 is pretty scarce to say. He'll be a first rounder, and I don't doubt that at all. The kid's got ultra talent. He's got ultra listening ability. He's got the ability to learn from anybody. I mean, he can play with anybody beside him. We saw that at Alabama. Trust me, with the shuffling around the offensive line, we definitely saw how good Caden Proctor can be, no matter who's beside him, no matter who's calling the shots. Caden Proctor provided, and I was really critical on him for 2 years because I felt like his freshman year he was really underwhelming, really big but really slow. His sophomore year he got a little bit better, where he was a little bit better picking up blitzes. But his past year, man, he really took off. He really fulfilled that growth pattern that we were watching, and he tore it up. So he's my number 3. Number 4, Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson, obviously, we all know is good. Weeks 2 through 8, he might have been the best quarterback in the nation. I'm not even say might. He was the best quarterback in the nation, weeks 2 through 8. Everybody, he was number 1 in the Heisman rankings. He was tearing it up. Obviously, he ended up having that health problem that kind of set him back, and he couldn't really play the same as he was. Still went to the playoffs. Still won a playoff game in rival Oklahoma territory. This guy's got heart, man. And let me tell you, I don't care what anybody says. It's a hell of a hard way to beat heart. I mean, it's difficult. And Ty Simpson's got it, and I know he's intelligent. I know he's willing to sit with any organization and learn what they want from him, and he will tear it up. Do not be look. I've been really heavy critical on Fernando Mendoza. I've said that he's going to be a bust. For anybody that hasn't watched the shows, not because he's not talented, because he's going to go to the Raiders, and the Raiders will ruin him. That's why he's going to be a bust. Granted, he could pull a Sam Darnold, I guess, or a Daniel Jones, go somewhere else, tear it up, be just fine. But as y'all all know, we know that doesn't happen very often, So I would not be shocked if Ty Simpson is considered heavily by the Raiders more than Mendoza, especially if Ty Simpson goes to the combine Saturday and tears it up through the air. I wouldn't be shocked. And I don't think a lot of Alabama fans would. I know the country would be. They're thinking, oh, this guy just went and won a national championship. Why are you not taking Fernando Mendoza? Guys, just because they win a national championship, that doesn't automatically make him a number 1 pick. Okay, a number 1 pick is an investment. And if you don't think the investment's good, don't pick him. So, I mean, if the Raiders think that Fernando Mendoza is going to come in and be a little bit inconsistent and there's no RPOs going his way or fade routes, they might say this isn't a good investment and they might go a different way. You never know what's coming. So, but I'm sure Fernando Mendoza is a pretty big lock for first pick. But don't sleep on Ty Simpson, because I think he's going to go to the Steelers, which I really don't want because I'm a Ravens fan. But if he goes to the Steelers, I think he'll do just fine. Number 5, last one, I got Damon Claiborne, Wake Forest running back. So I want to talk about speed for a second, because everybody wants to talk about power with Derrick Henry. Power Derrick Henry, power with Kenneth Walker, especially when you saw it in the Super Bowl. This kid, I mean, you can't catch him. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Everybody goes, oh, well, you got to be able to get through people to be able to outrun them. No, Chris Johnson didn't do that. Chris Johnson lived a clean life off halfback tosses because nobody could catch him. And I mean, I just think this is one of those guys. Great vision, great cutback lanes. I mean, his offensive line really did really well for him, throughout the ACC play. I mean, he's a freak, and I think he'll continue to show it in the NFL. I think he will be a sleeper pick, and I think he'll be a great fantasy running back when those guys get down to the 2 and 3 yard line, and then they got to run the ball in.
All right. Hey, there you go. 5. Well, 3 under the radar, 2, semi under maybe just a little.
Yeah, I do. Okay, now I got a little bone to pick. Okay. So, now granted, I feel like there's a very large amount of people watching this that will agree with me. Okay. And there's a very large amount of you who won't. And I completely understand it. No hate. This is a good show. We're all having fun here. Chad's asking me questions. I'm drinking Coors Light and talking about football. Okay. Nothing better. But I don't know if any of y'all saw Joel Klatt's top 10 coaches going into this season. His list wasn't terrible. There were some on there that I definitely thought didn't deserve it, but I digress. At number 7, I'm pretty sure it was 7, I saw Kyle Whittingham at number 7. Now, after mine and Chad's list, and then you go look at his, neither of us said Kyle Whittingham. I'm not shocked that none of us said Kyle Whittingham. How in the world is this guy at 7 on his list? Now, I know why, because Joel Klatt's a Big Ten guy, that it's his job to build up the Big Ten. It's his job to talk up those teams. And Michigan thinks they made a great hire. I'm not saying Kyle Whittingham isn't a good coach. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he's not a top 10 coach. He wasn't a top 10 coach at Utah. So I don't know why all of a sudden he's a top 10 coach in Michigan. I mean, I get Michigan's good. I get to have, pretty decent talent. I mean, I wouldn't say they have, this just 100% more better talent than Utah. I wouldn't say that. So I think the fact that people are throwing him in the top 10 best coaches going in 2026 is ridiculous. Out of Stephen A's book, I'll say it. I think it's blasphemy that he is number 7 on top 10 coaches going into next year. I think that is ridiculous. Anybody that says that, I feel like doesn't have a great point as to why he's in the top 10. Besides the Michigan logo, I don't think anybody can tell me anything he's really done to set himself apart from being a top 10 coach. And people are going to say, oh, he would have been if Cam Reiser wouldn't have gotten hurt. Oh, yeah? Which year? 1 or 4? He got hurt all 4. So I need to know which year you're talking about. And I just think it's ridiculous that they prop this guy up because of the logo. And I wasn't very happy with the Sherrone Moore hire for Michigan. I really wasn't. And for all you Big Ten fans who say I hate the Big Ten, let me tell you, let's just put this out there. Michigan is my favorite Big Ten team. I'm just going to put that out there, okay? Because they don't like Ohio State just as much as I do. All right, so we're friends on that part. Michigan fans, I'll shake your hands on that one. But let me go ahead and tell you, y'all do not have a top 10 coach in football. I mean, y'all might have a top 15, maybe, but y'all do not have a top 10 coach in football. And granted, Kyle Whittingham, I hope you go out there and I hope you definitely beat Ohio State, but I hope you go out there and win. And I hope that you prove to the country that you're a top 10 coach. I really do. But from outside looking in, from a different conference looking in, I don't think Kyle Whittingham should be there.